you're here. Ah. Well, things have changed. I think you might notice that. Where do I start? Well, this is a pretty old recording. Back when we were supposed to originally release on a different channel. You might hear that channel's name a few times, Nameless Domain. Please be aware that that is where we were originally supposed to release. But now we're here on the Mandy's Twitch channel. Lovely. So, it's been a while. Things look a little different, passage of time, people move. So just expect a little bit of change, but hopefully a very alluring story. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Good time zone, everyone, and welcome to the start of a very special series here on Nameless Domain. My name is Aki or Akino, if you're feeling fancy. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on several projects all over the internet at some variation of Akinomi_art. I will be your lovely game master as we embark on a treacherous adventure called Curse of Sapphics. This actual play is a retelling of Curse of Strahd, an adventure book for D&D 5e. We, however, will be doing things a little differently. Curse of Sapphics is a multi-dimensional system swap to Pathfinder 2e. This AP will follow 4 queer adventurers of color setting upon an unforgiving land plagued with victories and so many losses. Barovia's mistress is powerful, but so are they, I hope. If this story is not your cup of tea, then kindly go fuck yourself. The only accuracy I care about is the health and safety of my players and the cultural aspects I included with the help of sensitivity consultants. Joining me today, we have our lovely cast, so please tell me a bit about yourself. Not me, tell us a bit about yourselves, your characters, and one-word vibes. You do not have to state your character's ancestry, heritage, or class just yet. I'm gonna go in somewhat alphabetical order. This is what my brain thinks is alphabetical. We are going to start with Joe.
Hi, everybody. My name is Joe. You can find me on the internet under Suki Joe. I'm a cosplayer and D&D player novice. I feel like novice means new. Yes? Yeah. And I'm very excited to be on this. My character is Christopher Inkwolf, and he's the only male presenting one of this party. And yeah, I'm very excited to play him. He is tiny but mighty, I feel like, without giving too much away.
Tiny but mighty. Next is Josephine, because I made this very easy.
Yeah, super easy. My name is Josephine. I am one of the producers and admins of Nameless Domain. I will be playing Maria, our flesh warp cleric. You'll find out.
You will find out indeed. Next is Mandy.
Hi everybody, I'm Mandy, professional game master, streamer, TTRPG creator. You can find me all over the internet at the Mandy with 2 eyes. And I am playing Elowyn Glassera. She's on her gap year from college, Bard College. So, that's the vibe we're going with today. And I'm excited for you to find out more about her.
Yay, gap year. Next is Mimi.
Hello, I'm Mimi, also known as Michelle Jones. Most places on the internet, you can find me at Alessia Kills. If you care, Google me. I am going to be playing Aisha Akanyemi, who is just if Van Helsing was a dyke.
Fucking love Dyke Van Helsing. Now, before we officially start, just some words about safety. Curse of Sapphics is a grim, dark, gothic horror fantasy adventure. My players and I have done many session zeros in preparation for this campaign. Some content warnings include body horror, general blood, gore, violence, manipulation, gaslighting, perhaps even gatekeeping and girl bossing, magic and occult practices, religion, because yes, unethical medical practices on animals and humanoids, NPC and potentially PC death, kidnapping, smuggling, extortion, animal imagery, child endangerment, elitism, classism, social hierarchies, and just a hint of feminine rage. Um, Obviously, it's gonna be gay as fuck too, but like, that's the Curse of Sapphics. There we go. Adventurers, are we ready to start?
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right. Okay. We are starting with Ellie.
Yay.
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. We open on a oh gosh, definitely not a big city, but it's over a standard tavern. This is lively, sort of rustic in design and interior, kind of less, I want to say less big time adventurers. There's nothing decorating the walls besides maybe a couple photos, paintings even. It's just a great place for a bite to eat, a place, warm bed, and of course the company. Um, Ellie, you're getting drinks. What do you look like?
So I am about pretty tall, about 5'9", young femme presenting kitsune. I have white fluffy ears and a fluffy tail, and I'm wearing a lot of purple and black, long dress, leggings, well-worn leather boots. And I have a lute strapped to my back and a very interesting crow-like creature sitting on my shoulder that is wearing what looks to be what some might call a gas mask, which is also like a dark brown leather with stitching all over it. Very youthful features, long brown hair that fades into white, and bicolored eyes, one gold, one blue.
Ellie, you're getting drinks. Maybe one is for yourself, but you're actually getting like a round for a table. You see, you're quite enamored by this traveling caravan of very colorful, interesting people. They have stories that are exciting for you. But like, why? Do you have a reason why you're so enamored by this caravan, per chance?
Well, it's the duty of any bard to go out into the world and seek adventure and get material for my songwriting and poetry. So, of course, being on an adventure with such interesting individuals is exactly where I want to be.
Mm-hmm. There's when you return to an much older woman with brown, wrinkled skin. Honestly, the texture of a tree bark at this point. But her hair is like woven with beautiful silks. There's so much color and print and pattern to her. Her eyes are very clearly fading in color. Perhaps a touch of old age blindness is now taking over her, but she still talks with such like a youthful glow in her voice. And she's telling a rather tragic romantic story about the history, legend, folktale, who knows, but of her country. Barovia. And you, of course, come over with said drinks. Would you like to sit by her? She seems very happy to see you.
Is this Madame Ava?
Yes.
So yeah, I am somehow managing to balance all of these drinks on probably a tray I took from whoever's tending the bar, and I very carefully set it down so that people can start taking their libations, and I will sit down next to Madame Ava. And what time of day is it?
Oh, it is, I want to say, early into the night. It is not like it's still partying hours, I want to say. It is Asian dinner time, like 7.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
it's a chill time. And she, after you've seated and your hands are free, she will very gently take one of your palms and go, "Might I please?"
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes. And let me see. She points to your one of the lines on your hands, and she goes, "This is your headline." I see. You're quite smart. I see a very bright future for you right here. There's still room to grow. Much room, but perfect for someone as young as yourself. And this line right here, this is your heart line. Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, you
Huh?
seem to feel very deeply. There's an emotional maturity with you.
Tell me more.
Tell you more, of course.
She's just so eager, like, oh,
Every
you're so right about me. I am smart and I do feel deeply.
every time, like, she will run her like bony fingers over your palm, but it's like it while her fingers are kind of like to a point, they don't hurt. They are lightly gentle trails. She's not trying to knit you or prick you or anything like that. It really is just to show you exactly how long your line is and where it is on your hand. And then she looks and she goes, "Oh, this one is the life." Yes. Oh goodness. I see many lovers in your future.
What?
Yes.
Oh my
Many.
gosh.
You should take better care of yourself. You need to put yourself first. Okay?
She's like debating. She looks at the bird on her shoulder and is like, should I be taking notes?
And this one is the marriage line. And like I said before, many many important relationships. 18 to be exact.
Oh.
Yes. Once again, take care of yourself.
That's a very precise number. Okay. Wow, you've given me a lot to think about, Madam Ava. I appreciate your wisdom as always. I mean,
well, I see that you have a long life ahead of you. And this last one right here. This last one. This one is your fate line.
Oh.
You see her like kind of scrunch up her nose a bit. She like looks like to one corner. She thinks. She ponders. It's very animated, honestly. And she goes, I won't tell you this one.
Oh, okay. I mean, surprises are good, right?
Very good. You see, I can't tell you what I see, but I know that you have a great purpose.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, good. I want to do good, so it's good that I have purpose. Hopefully it's a good one.
Well, good is subjective. You should never see things in complete black and white, or else you will just blind yourself.
It's fair.
You are a young adventurer, yes. Well, hate to see you on the road, all by yourself. You know?
She just kind of tilts her head, like, well, I'm not by myself. I have you and all of the Vistani.
You do. But would you like to continue traveling with us?
She is surprised by the question. You can see it on her face. Her eyebrows go up and her ears kind of not flatten, but like droop a little bit, like, oh. Oh, well, yeah, I do.
Well, that is settled. I did not want to keep you from all of this. And she just kind of gestures to wherever you're at, honestly. She kind of just means everything in this piece. And she continues. But our next destination is Barovia. And we will be there for some time. You have a place with us, of course, and if you choose to wander afterwards, by all means. But if you would like to come, we would love to have you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I need to get on the road. I need to adventure so that I have things to write about. That's what they tell you in Bard College.
Good. Well, make sure you're well stocked in supplies. The roads are dangerous in Barovia. And in the morning, come by the caravan and we will leave. It will be like 5 somewhat hour journey from road to main road, but afterwards, do not be alarmed by the look of sun and the overall doom and gloom vibes. It is treacherous lands, but makes the most amazing romance stories.
Her little eyes just kind of light up because she's like, romance, adventure. She ears perk back up, very, very animated, very, very excited. That sounds wonderful. I will make sure that I am stocked up on supplies and I will join you. Change of scenery could be good.
Very good. You continue the rest of your night, honestly, excited, maybe nervous, but like, I would say that Madam Eva's words kind of like play in your mind a bit, you know, be prepared, but also adventure, romance, the journey, you know, like it's these exciting buzzwords.
Yeah.
Whether or
that's all. Everything else I filtered out, like the warnings, the lack of sun, the doom. I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm like adventure, romance, new places, new people, new things. That's all that's bouncing around in my head right now.
With of course somewhat comfort, and somewhat security, as the caravan kind of wants you to continue to be a part of it.
Yeah, that and safety in numbers and
exactly. Yeah, there's
all of that too.
There's at least 12 to 15 people in this caravan of all shapes, sizes, colors, all that shit. So you're in a pretty chill group, honestly. And whether or not you get enough sleep, that doesn't matter. It's caravan time. You can sleep on the road. And just like Madame Eva said, they are waiting for you in the morning. They even grab couple new fresh faces as well. Ones that you've seen around the tavern, and then ones that you haven't really seen, but also it's just people, you know? Why not? And you hop on. We're gonna do a very, very brief time skip for you now.
Okay.
Madam, do you stick close to Madame Eva?
Probably relatively, but I also don't want to, she's clearly an important figure amongst the Vistani, so I try not to crowd her too much, but I'll be around her as much as she'll allow.
She's very friendly, very, very open, and honestly, both the Vistani in her caravan that travel with her and with you, and the other Vistani caravans that you meet as well, they seem to love her or revere her in some way. They all know who she is, so you can kind of get head bitch vibes. But also, you know, some want to stay further away, some want to stay close. Honestly, it's just like a, yeah, that makes sense. You know, some people are important sometimes.
Yeah, I feel an odd kind of kinship with Madame Ava. She's kind of like, you know, the matronly, motherly type figure amongst the Vistani. So naturally, I'm gravitating towards that because I'm away from home. I'm on my own. This is the first time I've ventured away from my tiny little village and Bard College. Like, those are the only things I've known up until this point.
Yeah.
And so I'm gravitating towards like mom vibes because I'm like, oh, this is nice to have this not at home.
Oh yeah, you see, she does extensive fortune telling readings as well, just beyond the palm. You know, she also has her own little tarot deck and stuff like that. Sometimes you see her with a crystal ball. Sometimes you even see her perform healing and just other feats of magic. Sometimes she's even interested in showing you a spell or two that she thinks that you know you could pick up, or something that you might be interested in. And she's kind of almost always correct. This is something you're interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels almost like she picked it out just for you. You feel a little special.
Yeah.
You see you see a lot of Barovia, not gonna lie. You don't get to spend maybe as much time as you'd like in villages and areas. You do understand a bit of the danger. There's fucking wolves everywhere.
Yeah.
It's almost like an overpopulation problem. You're realizing just these
There's a
woods are
lot.
big, yeah, and they run deep. And so you think, yeah, but why are there so many fucking wolves? Like, you know, I feel like that is a very big, pungent question.
Yeah. As a Kitsune, can I smell them when they're around too? Like, is that something that I pick up
It smells like
on?
wet dog. It smells like wet dog. Sometimes it's an overwhelming smell of dog, right? And that's kind of when you know we should back up and leave. And you, as you travel more with this caravan, they do trust you. They do listen to you. They do listen to your voices. They also have their own ways, and their own ways of, like, honestly making this travel so much more easy. Everything's faster. Everything's so efficient, and you still have time for fun. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I like to play music for the caravan. As much as I
for
can.
sure. They definitely appreciate that. You're honestly having pretty decent, like, few months.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You now find yourself in the Slavic woods. Slavic woods. There are plans to make a camp around here. You know specifically that they've mentioned that you are close to the Barovia, village of Barovia. You kind of, in your caravan, you kind of just travel in lines, if you want to think about it that way. So you've been to here a couple times. You got to explore a little bit. Definitely not a lot, but it's enough for like a taste, you know. And you definitely know, like, you know, that the tavern is nearby with the three hot sisters. It's great. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. You are by a river. Would you like to refill your water skin?
Oh yeah, definitely. I wanna.
Water in Barovia is like way different. It's like rich with minerals, honestly. Like, you know, it's safe to drink. There are spells to make this safe to drink, but it's still an acquired taste, and you are definitely getting used to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's
not as crisp as water at home.
Yeah. You know, like you're used to maybe some distilled stuff going on, okay? This one you're definitely getting some nutrients.
Yeah.
Something fresh from the land. But it's just water, right? That's
Hey,
the
you know,
vibe.
I'm roughing it. It's just,
exactly.
you know.
Your little bird guy. What's your little bird guy's name?
His name is Cardamom.
Cardamom. Cardamom, sweet little baby bird, usually likes to chill on your shoulders or nearby. So it's not weird when they're like by a tree, actually looking like a real bird doing real bird things.
Yeah. Sometimes he kind of watches above.
Yeah. But you feel Cardamom drift further away. You have a special bond with Cardamom. You can feel them, and so God, maybe your ears turn first, but you know exactly what direction they're going, and they seem to be they flew down from the tree, and they're quite literally hopping. Sort of like they're waiting for you to follow.
I like stand up straight because I was filling my canteen, my water skin, and I turn to look to where Cardamom is, and I'm like, you're hopping. Okay, yes. Where are we going? And I'm like following him.
Are you keeping your eyes to him?
I'm keeping him in my line of sight, but I am gonna like look around to see if I see what he's looking for.
You can make me a perception roll. First roll of the game.
Oh my god! First roll of the game.
Yeah, make me a perception roll. I'll also allow things like survival or nature.
Okay, I think my perception is better than it is. So I'll do perception. Hey, not bad. That's 11 plus 8, 19.
19. The smell hits you first. This is foul. And it is pungent. And when you smell it once, you will never forget it. You smell death.
Oh.
Smell death, you think. Good God. Where is your little bird buddy leading you? Are you gonna keep following?
Yeah, I'm following him. I trust Cardamom.
Make me another roll. Same things. Whichever you're better at, whichever you want.
Okay. Even better. 16 plus stuff. 8. 16 plus 8. It's a lot.
Oh yeah. Now you see. You understand what territory you're in. You see marks clearly made by wolves. You know what it looks like by now. You know what territory marks looks like. You know what, like you were taught this, by the way, by the Vistani. You know what to look out for. This is for your safety, and you are deep into wolf territory, and the smell of death lingers on every tree every tree branch. Are you gonna keep following?
I am gonna pause and say, "Hey, Cardi, buddy, where are you taking me? Can we pause for a second, maybe, possibly? This is not safe."
Cardi stops and looks at you the way a bird, like, like with literally the side eye, like, what the.
I also tilt my head, like, come on, like, what are you doing?
Cardi looks further out, but ultimately listens to you. You understand in this bond that you have that Cardi always listens to you. Cardi just, honest to God, is a very adventurous bird.
Yeah, I usually follow him, but this time I'm like, because I can communicate with him, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you can tell them things, and they will understand and listen. They can also kind of communicate with you, but Cardi is by nature a bird of few words, and honestly is the most cryptic caw-caw you've ever fucking met. So, yeah.
Like, is this something we need to go do? There's wolves here. And we're alone.
And then you start hearing the howl and the growl.
Like this.
Cardi will hop into your hands. And then from where Cardi was walking, you see one wolf appear. You can hear behind you, there is at least one more. Would you like to run now?
Yeah.
You may run.
Okay.
You can make any roll you'd like to try and escape here. Any roll at all. This this is not a hard thing to beat. But it will just let me know if you're gonna escape unscathed with all your things.
Okay. Oh no. I'm gonna try to be stealthy and run/sneak away. Because that's better than athletics, at least. Be stealthy. Oh god. 11 plus 5, 16.
Yep, no injuries. So first you run, and then you try to be sneaky. In this case, I would say it's like hiding behind a tree and letting the wolves continue. You know, like one of those things. However, and it's successful. In your attempts to sneak around, you are sneaky. You hear many. You hear a pack, at the very least. You hear your caravan struggling. But you never see them. Every time you choose to get close, there is at least 3 wolves blocking your way. And do you want to stay hidden?
For the moment, yeah.
Madam Eva's words, take care of yourself first, ring in your head every time you try to be brave. So you stay hidden. When the wolves get too close, you sneak away. And then a mist envelops you. You don't hear the wolves anymore. But you're definitely not sure where you are. There is nothing identifiable. There is no smells. There is no sounds. It's just you and Cardamom and your stuff. You know that you're carrying all your things. They're on your back, they're around your waist, they're on your chest, whatever. Cardamon's in your hands. You have your stuff. You have Cardamon, and you're just not sure where you are anymore. Oh, now we're gonna move on to someone else. Maria, are you ready? Yeah?
Yes, I am.
Ready to get steady. As the mist clouds our view, we awake to darkness. You are a beast of burden, and what a burden you are. Your body is this swollen heap of meat and muscle. Your breath is heavy, and it stinks of whatever foul gruel you eat. And, or rather, what you're made to eat. You don't really have a say in this. Your purpose is to serve, and nothing more, nothing less. Except for one day. You don't just hear something, you can comprehend it. You understand something. Make a will saving throw.
Gladly.
I will also allow wisdom as like a wisdom roll, whichever one you'd like.
My will is 1,000, so that's 25.
Excellent. Okay. You feel the splinters on your fingers dig even further into the wood. This large slab you push, even the chains that you wear around your neck and your hands, you are aware that they are so easily broken. You can break them. but still, your body pushes. You push, and you will push forever if you are told to do so. You push when your feet slip in the mud and your knees buckle. You push when your back aches and pain shoots up your spine. You push because when she commands it, you do it. And she is Strahd, and you are nothing. It's another day. You're pretty sure it's another day. It's a different day. Time is extremely nonsensical for you, and sometimes you just dream for days, and sometimes you blink and you are in a different location. Everything always hurts. You weren't aware of this before, but you're pretty sure this pain has always been there. You are You are sore and you are swollen. But right now, you are allowed to rest a little. You are in a cart. You're pretty sure it's a cart because you are moving without moving. Like your body is stationary, but your surroundings are clearly moving. You're sitting in what you're pretty sure is your blood and your weight, and there is a little bucket of water by your side. Do you will yourself to drink it?
Not only that, I want to use my hands.
You want to use your hands? Shit. Okay. Will or wisdom roll, please.
20. Not natural.
Not natural?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna pick it up. You get yourself to pick that fucking bucket up, and you're gonna gulp down that water eagerly. It tastes so sweet on your tongue, and you don't even know what fucking sweet is. You're like, oh shit. This is it. This is the best fucking water you have ever had. This might be the only water you've had. Something inside you is telling you to stop. And they're telling you to look in the bucket. Do you want to look in the bucket?
Yeah.
I would like another will or wisdom save.
22.
You look into the bucket and you see yourself. What do you look like?
At this very moment, it is more draught cattle than what for some reason I was expecting, despite the labor extensive that I've been doing. I was expecting to see a young woman's face, because that's what I remember in my dreams. But what I see is a almost undead looking creature, something of flesh and gray, bloated skin of what used to be some patches of flesh and things. What used to be what seems to be red patches of fur of what this cow used to be is sparse, unappealing to look at, diseased looking. My teeth are sharper than what is absolutely necessary for what usually is an herbivorous animal, but in my feed is meat, parts and bones of creatures I've never had before. Everything just tastes disgusting, and I am one of those things.
And there is like a sound in the back of your head that travels to your ears. This voice basically, honestly, it bites your ears. That's what it sounds like. And she says, Beautiful. Endure. And you will endure. Even more time passes. You have been hard at work. You pull carts on your back. You pull metal sleds over dead fields, tilling unholy soil. You dig up graves. You dig graves. You transport animals and lost souls and husks of what could be there, from your village to another village, just back and forth, back and forth. All these things you do, all these things you are finally able to remember. You can recall these things. That's amazing. This is not an ability you used to have. Since you heard that voice, you heard her voice, and you've been waiting ever since to hear from her again, the one who bites. But you've been feeling sick these days. You can't stomach the gruel that you eat anymore. It's like poison. It burns your tongue. Your monster's body is unclothed because you are deemed only worthy of blood, honestly. And you are soaked in blood, mud, bile, honestly, everything and anything on this dirty ass floor. You stop working, you stop eating. You are no longer cattle, you are a burden. And then you hear her. Get up, Maria. Do you want to get up?
I want to stand.
You want to stand? Make a strength roll. Just a strength roll.
It's gonna be a 10.
You hear, you try very, very hard, but you are very weak right now. And rather than fall, you feel something catch you. And then you hear, then I will make you stand. You're standing now. There is pain. There is also no pain. It's a little weird, this sensation, because you feel, I wouldn't say that your body is healing, but rather the pain is just being kind of pulled off. Like have you ever had glue on your hands and then you
Yeah.
pull it off? Yeah. That's what it feels like. There is a peeling sensation,
Molting.
but it's yeah, you know, like you're just it's not gross. It's oddly satisfying to not be in constant pain all the time. You can look around, you know where you are. You are in essentially a super gross barn or stable that has been like made to house all the creatures that are here, all of your fellow flesh warps, honestly. Y'all look different. Y'all look the same. It's weird. It's very weird. And you know that there's like these big ass metal bars, but you also know that they are rusted, and honestly, pretty sure they don't actually lock you in here. Would you like to leave?
I want to. I think that is burning in the back of my mind. But what I try to do, and what I don't realize I end up doing, is through the like messed up like jumbling of words and syllables that I'm beginning to remember, beginning to try and put together. I like desperately look over to my other draught cattle, my other flesh warps and animals, and rather than use whatever voice comes with the force of my own will, I begin to speak to all of them with my own mind. And I try to communicate to all of them. Also stand. Sit up. Come with me.
Make a diplomacy roll.
Why? Natural 20.
Oh shit.
I have a 0 to diplomacy.
There is, you know, based on what you can remember from working, you know that there is like no light when you look into their eyes. You're pretty sure you had no light in your eyes either. They grunt, they can moan.
Yeah.
So can you. You can make noises, but words are so difficult. You don't know what drunk is, but it is a sensation of slurring and biting your own tongue and spitting out your own teeth. It's fucking wild. It feels like you have rocks in your mouth when you try to talk, but here you are talking. And when you look closely at your neighbors, there's something. There is something. Before there was nothing. Now you see something. There is something that recognizes what you're saying. You are speaking, and you get the satisfaction of being heard. But they do not have the same strength you possess. They cannot get up. They acknowledge your existence, though. And there is something that lets you know that they know who you are, and they are okay with you leaving. Because they do not possess the same will to stand right now.
I cry. I think there's like the deep low moan that I can even muster. And realizing also the weight of the horns on the top of my head, I look towards the door. Does it happen to be, presumably it's locked or shut?
Actually, when you look at it, it will open for you. It's a hard push. It opens, it moves barely, but you're like, you are sure you can push it. But it indicates that it can be opened for you. It's not a big door. You are aware of the weight of your horns, and so you need to go sideways.
Okay.
To exit. But you were never locked in here. They did not care to put a lock on you.
That makes sense.
You're pretty sure when you look as well. There is no locks on the rest of the doors. They do not care to lock y'all in here. You are very clear of what your purpose and what their purpose was, by the way. That is another thing you can recall. You know exactly why they didn't lock you in here. They're just keeping you out of the way. Keep going.
My heart was never made for vengeance. I couldn't bother to hold on to grudges for very long, even as a child. But there's something very different about this feeling, this form. And I know that in many different ways, not even about this form, I need to change.
You understand that you are cold when you leave this place. There is like this biting wind, and then when you look down at yourself, you understand that you're cold because you're naked, essentially, and you understand that your stomach is a little bit bigger than what you think it should be. It's a little weird. It feels familiar. It feels correct. Okay. But also you look at yourself, like you don't get that opportunity to look at yourself. So looking at yourself, you're like, where the fuck are my feet? You're not that big, but like also bending, you're kind of always stuck bending, looking down, and then to bend down even further, your like mouth hits your titties, and it's like this is hard. What the hell? So it's there's a lot of things that you are realizing. Your This body sucks. It's kind of cool, but I mean, like it's still you, it's still yours, but also this is inconvenient. This is very inconvenient. Your neck hurts. Um, Another thing you notice. There's so many. There are people. There not people. There are flesh warps at work, the same way you were. There is no one supervising you. There is no one supervising you. You think you see some because there are like other flesh warps that look very different from you, in very strange attire. But when they look at you, it's like they no, it's not even nodding. You don't really get acknowledged at all, but you can roam freely right now.
Do any of them look or feel familiar?
Oh no, no. This is the extent of your of what you're of what you feel. You know, like if you try, you're gonna get really overwhelmed. You're already overwhelmed. This is kind of like this is your limit
Yeah.
right now. As of now, your current limit. And whenever you stray too far, the voice that bites will guide you back. It's like in a video game when you can tell where to go because they guide you. Level design.
Yeah.
This is her level designing right before your very eyes. She
Okay.
shows you exactly where to go. Fucking a trail lights up, and you know where to go next. And it is a very familiar structure.
Okay.
It's, you know, because you've been here, you have delivered bodies here. You know this is where the bodies, specifically their items, go. This is where you keep things from the people you find or bring, because those things don't belong to them anymore, and it's not like they're going to use it. But you are taken there. Would you like to go?
Absolutely. Especially because I feel the shame of being naked, but also just the sheer cold.
Mm-hmm. This is where you can get your equipment, because everything here is for the taking. It's hard to find clothes your size, but you know, bigger bodies do exist. And so you can kind of finagle a bunch of things together. You might not be matching, but you're warm.
I think, yeah, I get a lot of like white, almost like bed linen type men's clothes. Maybe I get truly just like a tablecloth that I'm able to fashion in some way. But I'm surprised at how there are some things. Usually, I remember things being heavy for me, but that's not really the case right now.
They're not heavy at all, actually. The heaviest thing are the horns on your head. And there's like a weight at the back of your neck. You know what's there, but you just never realize that maybe this is kind of keeping you're literally forcing your neck and your head hunched in a way. This is oddly placed. It restrains parts of your movement, and it's just weird to recognize it. You know, like you feel it. You're like, oh shit, it's there. You know, it's just weird. You know, it's like remembering you have fingernails.
Ugh.
That's fucking weird. You know, like it's one of those sensations.
Okay.
You can take whatever you'd like. Objectively, it's your adventuring, it's your clothes. You can find some forms of weapons as well. Once again, they are discarded here because they are not needed anymore. This is like lost and found,
Yeah.
but like if it were a library.
I want to see, on top of the adventuring gear that I get, I have this in my equipment, but I want to be able to take specifically blowgun darts and a blowgun itself from our handlers if they have anything like that. Like, I think I just try to take anything used to hurt the draught cattle here.
Oh yeah, you see the beauty, not the beauty, the real fucked up part about these like makeshift guards is that they genuinely don't regard you as a threat whatsoever.
Yeah.
You can take it. They don't think you know how to. They don't think.
Yeah.
that much is clear. You're pretty sure everybody's like you.
Are the guards different from flesh warps? Like, are they
They are
not
fle-
they're not
they are-
beastkin or like?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're beastkin.
Okay.
They are different types of flesh warps. You're pretty sure. So they don't. Everybody here doesn't look the same, but they feel the same because of what has been done
Yeah.
to their bodies. And so when you look at the guards, they are kind of unified by a color, the color like black, that is kind of interwoven. You can't tell if it's a part of their skin. You can't tell if this is like a uniform or anything like that. You just know that that's guards. And they look, they are bonier than you.
Okay.
They are taller than you. And they have
That's-
way more limbs.
That is tall.
Yeah. They have way more limbs than you do. That is another thing. The limbs don't match either. They don't look right. They, it's make me a check. I'm trying to think what's a good check to make here cuz this is really
I
fucked
have
up.
Barovia. I have flesh warp lore and Barovia lore, I think. And
Give me flesh warp. Give me flesh warp because this would make sense.
that is a dirty 20.
You're pretty sure all those bodies, those husks that you bring, when you have to dig graves and dig up graves and dig graves again, you're pretty sure the grave digging is just there to store the bodies at this point because there's so fucking many. There's so many. You have brought so many. And so you're pretty sure this is what happens to them afterward.
We are self-sustaining soldier building.
Ever growing. Yep. You're a community that takes care of itself, that's for sure. And there's one other thing that you are fully guided to, level design style. You find a corpse. You find out honestly it's a cart of corpses, something that you are used to carrying. You know the weight of it. But on a corpse, you see this particular person is merged in a weird way. Weird as it looks very natural compared to you, compared to all the other flesh warps. This looks like somebody died mid-shift. It is part wolf, part person, part humanoid. That's a better term. It's weird. It looks weird. It smells really bad. That's another thing. That's you're very used to the smell of death and decay and just overall disgust, but you are kind of being made aware of it. Now, your senses are all waking up slowly. It's a weird sensation. But clutched, like this was the lifeline in their cold dead hands is a necklace. It's a wooden necklace. If you look at the item gallery, you see it is a head of a stylized jackal with 3 eyes. And it's just made out of wood with like a thick black cord around it, like it's, bro, there's fucking blood and stuff like that still on it, but it glows warmly to you. Warmth in this pile of literally dead corpses. They are cold. They are as cold as the wind at this point. They're colder actually, but the necklace is warm.
I take it into my hands, and I think the feeling of it, at first it almost makes me want to drop it because the edges are almost sharp and splintered, and the remains of the person left holding it are still there. But
To pry open their fingers for it.
yeah, and it feels like suddenly pressing on a bruise on a particularly fleshy part of your body. It feels like that first initial pain when you're menstruating. There's the feeling of what you understand to be the uterine lining falling out of you, but it serves a greater purpose. There's warmth to it. There is laughter in that poking of that bruise, the camaraderie of the pain shared by many. I put it on, I hold it warm to my chest, and there's something in that warmth so close to my heart that's comforting. It almost seems like it would make up for all of the rest of my body that's cold, but I don't just take my clothes off. I still have shame.
Mm-hmm. The voice of the one who bites doesn't bite you anymore. In fact, she kisses your ear. That's what it feels like. It is very pleasant. And she goes, I'm gonna be with you for a very long time. You keep this on. You keep me with you. And I will keep you safe.
And that is when I realize I'm Sapphic. Just kidding.
She will continue. She goes, let's go. This village is not for you. Yet. We must go.
And I run.
You run. You run further into... Honestly, you don't even know. You don't remember this part. You remember the mist. You remember... That's it. we
Sus.
we transition. Back outside the mists. Outside. To a once again another tavern. Perhaps it's a little bit more familiar, or perhaps all taverns just look the same. Wooden interior, rustic design, well lit, warm orange lights, various taxidermy creatures now, at the very least, decorate the walls as time has passed. There are let me see, like very it's very busy in here right now. There's bards singing heroic stories. I think maybe even yours. And the ale just never runs out. We open to a party of seasoned adventurers. Four, in fact. There is a rather handsome, elvish looking young man with wind-swept hair and lots of regalia, just to really hone in the fact that this is an archer. Seated beside another elven older gentleman with silver hair and white armor with a crested falcon on the breastplate. Beside them, a very cute pink horned woman with a strange, deeply strange cat by her side. And then there's you, Christopher. Christopher, what do you look like right now?
I was so distracted by the deeply strange cat. Christopher is about like 6'2" tall fletchling. He's quite buff, and he wears tight, dark clothes to show off all of his assets. He's very proud of them. His skin is midnight kissed, so a little darker hue, and if you are like me and you've watched the Studio Ghibli movies, I imagine him looking like a fletchling version of Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. So white hair, kind of like in a longish bob, but he has it pulled back into a ponytail right now, and his dark eyes look to his party members currently. I'm assuming those are his party members.
Yeah, those are your party
Yes.
members. You know them by your best friend, Elven Ranger, Arrow Skyfire with an affinity for wind. You think it's bullshit. This guy just wants to look like the cover of a romance novel. But you know, that's also your boy. And like, man, that shit, he's a great wingman. That's the best way to put it. He makes that wind move for you as well. Then you have objectively the dad of the group. That is Callan, the white falcon. Elven, like I said, he's fucking old. He looks, I mean, he's elven, so like he still looks young, but he's, I want to say, like a less wrinkled Mads Mikkelsen, honestly. But like, that's wrong. This man's a person of color. I'll figure it out. But like, just he's older. He still got it. Like that's the vibe. And then you have your sweet little pink. Well, you'd know her as a tiefling. In this world, tieflings are the term used. And you know her as Love Lies Bleeding, or Love, for short. And you guys have you guys have done quite a bit of things actually. You saved Baldur's Gate at least once, right? Yeah, at least once.
Sure did.
You can even hear in the background, they're singing your praises. Everything here is on the house at this point. In fact, you're pretty sure you brought the audience here, but like, it's not time for autographs right now. It's time to have a nice meal with your family. So this tavern here, specifically outside the tavern, you can kind of see peering from the window. There's like a fog that kind of is over the town. It's not Silent Hilly. It's just, oh, is it gonna rain? Like it's one of those things. Whatever. Then you just spend the night. You know, like this is very minor problems. It is a little damp. There's the cobbled pavement kind of glistens as the lights from the street lanterns start to turn on, and then they dance across the stones like that. And you know, like you feel the need to now close the windows. At first, the smell of the air was really nice because it's petrichor, and you know that's really nice. But now the winds are getting it, and it is feeling really cold. This is weird because you're like in the middle of summer. It's just a weird time. Just a weird time. So you close the windows. See, a fire blazes in the hearth, and the tavern is alive with tumbling voices of the country folk. What would you like to? Would you like to talk to your crew about anything? Right now, it's really just like light chatter. Y'all mostly enjoying the atmosphere. The food is busting. So, you know, like you're kind of enjoying yourselves. You're having a good time. Is there anything you'd like to bring up with them at all?
Yes, so I think because I have to kind of gain the attention from everybody at every given moment. So I think before I sit down, it's kind of like Gaston in one of his bar scenarios. Christopher just got done telling the entire tavern about one of his horrific antics again. The mead is sloshing around in his cup, and he goes to sit next to his best friend, wrapping a arm around his shoulder, and pointing to a femme-presenting person in the corner. It's just like, hey, what about that one? I think you two would make great
Great what?
sex. Dude, like fucking, like what
Great,
normal
great,
people do after they were like all hyped up.
You see Callan, the dad of the group, the older, mature one, face rigid like stone, go like almost spit out the drink as they were enjoying their time, and then you say that like out loud with gusto, with confidence. And he just like shakes his head, not really disapprovingly, but just kind of like, oh, in front of my salad. Like that's the vibe. That's the vibe. But your boy Arrow is like, I mean, maybe. Like, I don't know if I'm feeling it today. Not gonna lie. Like I am. Maybe I'm just nervous. I don't know.
You have to be nervous about. Also, I feel like you should do it just on the basis that I butchered grammar in my sentence, and you know that that's not something that I usually do because I was trying to make a joke. You get it. And
oh no, I get it. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Do you need a wingman? Because like I can totally do it. We can like tell love to look the other way. Like it's we can do it. I can get you laid.
Love at the table. Like, what do you mean? Look the other. You guys are so fucking weird sometimes. I'm right here.
Don't look away. This is not for your beautiful doe sparkling eyes to witness. Arrow's going to be incredibly disrespectful, but in a respectful way. Get it? And he like holds up his
Disrespectful and
fist.
respect. I don't know if you should be teaching me these things. You're setting yourselves up as like a really bad example. For me. Love above table. Love is young. She is an adult. This is like early 20s kind of vibe. But she's just above table. She is an adult. She knows what these things are. This is fine. This is totally fine. It's more of a She's definitely the youngest at the table, youngest of the group.
It's more of a thing that Christopher likes playing on how young she is, and like playing the protective older brother that she's still like untouched and beautiful and away. How kind of like how older brothers' dads are, at least how my dad was to me, was very much like, I never want to know about anything that you do. For me, you will always remain by yourself.
And Love notices this and goes, maybe I want to get fucked up.
And Christopher stares at her for a moment before turning to the dad of the group, Calvin, and is just like, Dad, she said something I did not like. Dad, tell her to never say that again.
He goes, for the last time, I am not your father, but sure. No sex for anyone at this table. No, barred we are.
Oh, well, not for everyone. Okay, I just meant her. Like, we don't have to like pull it out of proportion.
No.
Like, it's okay.
We are clearly going by. So the whole class is now punished.
And Christopher fake pouts before turning to Arrow, and is just like, okay, but like, we can still like, like I distract Dad, and you just like book it,
He's smiling, watching all of this. This is amusing. It's, you can tell. Okay, does he want us to, like, this table to focus? Yeah, but also nobody has focused on anything yet, and you're all like a couple drinks in. Everybody here is a couple. This is normal. This is a very, very conversation for you.
Right.
Suddenly, the tavern door swings open, and a hush falls over the room. Framed by lamp-lit fog, a form strides through the doorway. His heavy booted footfalls and the jingle of the coins that he carries shatter the silence. His brightly colored clothes are draped in loose folds around him. That guy has room to breathe, is the best way to put it. And his hat hangs a bit askew. Without hesitation, he walks up to your table. He knows exactly what he's looking for. And he stands proudly in this stance with folded arms. In an accented voice, he says, I have been sent to deliver this message to you. If you be creatures of honor, you will come to my master's aid at the first light. It is not advisable to travel the savage woods at night, though. And he pulls from his tunic this sealed letter that is addressed to all of you in rather beautiful, like, calligraphy. And he'll just like plop it on the table rather than wait for anyone to reach for it. This is clearly meant for all of you. Like, that is the vibe. And then he says, if you take the west road from here, some 5 hours march, down through the Slavic woods, there you will find my master in Barovia. I'm gonna drop what he looks like in the NPC gallery. And it does not... Actually, for you, it will. Can you make me a perception roll?
I don't know if I want to anymore. I don't perceive anything, actually. I'm so sorry about this. That is a 11? 12? 11.
You don't really look too much at this letter, but the thing that catches your eye is, you can check this in item gallery. It is a crest. It's like a wax seal type of thing, and it's just the excuse me, the imagery on the seal is kind of what catches your eye. Though you are not artistic enough to make out what the fuck it is. It just looks kind of fucking cool. You know, like something where it's like if the lines were more defined, I'd get this tatted on my arm. Like that kind of cool. Like I would get a tattoo of this for sure. And it's that's pretty much all you see. You see that though Callan will kind of speak for the group. He goes, "We are creatures of honor." And he will pick up the letter, actually, open it and read it. And it is extremely straightforward. It does like you are being requested for help. Above table, if I can find the letter, I know it's somewhere in the book. I'll get it for you. I'm pretty sure it's an actual prop. It's in the back of the book. I just don't want to find it right now. Yeah, but it is a straightforward letter, specifically signing that they need help in the village of Barovia, and it is signed by the burgomaster. The burgomaster being the person who runs the village is the best way to put it. Like the mayor. The mayor is requesting aid.
It's a German word. Bürgermeister actually means mayor. So yeah.
Oh, I fucking got it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my goodness, she's trilingual, but like it's no, but...
It's girl math. I know one word in specific languages, and that means I speak them all.
If kind of the quest is accepted basically on your behalf by Callum.
Mm-hmm.
Do you trust this? Do you say anything? Otherwise, it's accepted.
I think Christopher will stand up for a moment, so all the attention is once again on him. And he's like, whoa there. We are of honor. We have so much honor now, so much honor that it almost overflows. But that honor sometimes, comes with a fee, and he like looks around to his party to like support him in this, and he's like, do we do we get paid for our honor? Because then our honor is like the best kind of honor. You get me?
The man, the messenger, gives you a very handsome smile. It looks like the imp smiling emoji, but like, if it fucked, and he just goes, "There will be payment, always payment. In Barovia, we talk with coins or favors. Both will get you by."
Yeah, I mean, if you're if you're like the fave, and he looks at Love and he's like, if I can, request a favor with you later, that would be, and he looks at Arrow and tries to get support, but like doesn't. He's like, anyways, yeah, no, we will totally take this. Like Callum said, yeah, we can absolutely do this for honor and that favor. And he winks.
He quite literally just gives you a head nod, and will he'll get up and be like, "I am Aragal. I will not be traveling with you. I'm leaving. But while in Barovia, go to Vallaki. I will be there with my people. Maybe I have another job for you. You just need to have a positive. Not even, you just need to have a 0 in charisma. And some fuck me eyes will fuck you eyes. Like, it's like one of those things. It's like, all right. He's picking up what you're putting down. He's kind of interested. That kind of vibe. And Admit they're silent stairs. You're being watched by everybody in this.
What was his name again? So I can totally
Arago.
not forget. Arago.
Arago. I will put it. I will change the name as well, so you can. He's no longer mysterious man. Okay, he's Arago. Jeez, how I spell that? Okay, got it.
While he gets his confirmation, Christopher's just like, yo, Arrow, you saw that, right? Like he want a pee, right? Right? Okay, cool. And
He wants to throw a sword, bro. That's
and
he's like slap. He is the equivalent of slapping your arm underneath the table. Like we got this. Both bros are hyped.
So yeah, and then Christopher will just try to contain his very masculine joy about
masculine
having his masculine joy as he just like nods and tries to appear calm.
You now see Arago. He will make a couple strides to the bar, so you can take a look at his asset, and he will kind of just plop some gold down and be like, for everyone in the tavern. Gives the man a nod. The barkeep gives him a nod. Like this guy just dropped fat staff. And you watch Arago leave. As soon as he came, he's gone. Kind of smells nice. And the babble of the tavern, although it's a little bit more quieter. And you can make a perception check now if you want. Do you want to look at the letter? Do you personally want to look at the letter?
Yes, that was actually my next question, was if Christopher could ask Callan about the seal on the since I'm not smart, if Callan could maybe tell me what it is.
Callan will say, well, if it is Barovia of lore, this crest is most likely of the Raven, which is a staple in Barovia, kind of like the I wouldn't say a holy animal, just the one that's most important, perhaps. I myself do not know much about Barovia, besides the fact that the weather is not great and treacherous lands. Definitely, I've heard of like monster hunters going in there, never returning.
Oh, like always, we set the standards for the heroes around, so I feel like we can make it out, guys. I feel like we're good at this. I feel like we got it. Definitely think we should do it as soon as possible, so Mr. Handsome Guy doesn't forget about me. How do we feel about this idea? Yeah?
We will leave in the morning when the sun is out. Get a good
Yes,
night's
in
sleep.
the morning. Perfect. Arrow, chug your coffee. We are on a mission to get you some before we leave to get me some. Okay, let's go.
Arrow jumps. You guys run. Love goes, oh, ew, like making really gross noises because this happened in front of her. She watched you make fuck me eyes in front of her, and the whole time she's in shock. Like, what the hell is this? Ew! Nobody wants to watch your brother fuck, and this is what you're doing to her.
You will learn when you're older, or not, because I will keep you celibate. Let go.
Ew. You just get that. Next day. You do whatever you want to do. That's all I'm gonna say. You do whatever you want to do. You have the Whatever you want, within like reason happens is the best way to put it. And you are off. You travel down a dirt road. The sun is quickly swallowed by trees in the forest. But like that doesn't phase you whatsoever. Because it's the sun. This is trees out. What of course is gonna be blocked. In fact, it's a little warm. I appreciate the sun being gone for a bit, you know? It's a chill summer's day. And you're also with your party. And like it's honestly kind of a fun walk. I mean, it is 5 hours. That's the only part that sucks. But like you are a seasoned band of adventurers. You know how to make 5 hours pass like that. Okay?
Our steps in, guys. Think about them glutes. I think he will
Literally.
do this thing where he grabs Arrow's bow, even though it's just one string, and pretend that it's a lute and sing really off-key tunes about their adventuring party.
Callum makes the visible motion of plugging his ears. But like that's just because, you know, you're not... Actually, just do a performance roll for me. Let me see. Did you get any better? Like, did you get worse?
Wow. I don't know where the standard was, Aki, but I do want to say that's a solid 17. I hope that means I got better.
You definitely aren't horrible. It's just like maybe you're sultry, you know? Maybe it's a little... Callum's kind of a prude. Like all the time. He still says things like fair maiden, you know, and gentleman, you know, like he still says things like that. My guy says on the morrow and continues. Okay, so he's just a bit of a prude. And no, Will from Baldur's Gate is not necessarily like... Will talks like that, but he fucks. He has a midriff in the camp, just exposed. He fucks. Don't talk about my fucking man like that, Will.
So you're saying that Callan doesn't fuck? He has no bitches? We're going back to
You
Elden
don't
Ring?
know. You are not permitted to know if Callum fucks. You are not permitted to know. That much you understand. That is a boundary. But also, if you ever brought it up, he will never answer you. He will like an immigrant mother talk over you about something else. You know, like that's the vibe. Anyways, you're not bad. I think you actually, you know, Arrow's your boy, so Arrow definitely joins along. You guys are improvising at this point. You're having a good time, but also
Oh,
you're making a ruckus. But also, you don't care. You are Christopher fucking Inkwolf, you know, and you are not afraid. What do you have to be afraid of, realistically?
Nothing. I am deeply handsome, vastly talented, and everybody loves me. So, nothing. Could never be afraid of anything.
Never. Then a fog.
And nothing bad ever happens to me, especially on this campaign, right, Aki? Nothing bad will ever happen to me, right?
Nothing bad will ever happen. But then a fog creeps in.
Oh, fuck you.
A thick one. One that it clings to your ankle, so it feels like there's weight to it. And then it crawls up your legs. And it's just, this type of fog is something that is so thick. It engulfs you. You hear Love say, "I can't see dick in this fog." And she reaches out and she will cling to your arm, actually. And you know that she's very scared of the dark. What do you do?
I think immediately my boasting bravado will fall away for a second, because if she's afraid, then there is no joking around. So I think Christopher will wrap an arm around her to like pull her close, and then cautiously like stage whisper into the fog, "Hey guys, I think we should stick together. Ready yourselves. And let me see if I have anything that I can.
I don't think you will because of the way your character sheet is built right now. But also,
Got
can
it.
you just make a straight perception roll for me? This is gonna be very difficult, but maybe your honed heroic senses.
Ooh. Ooh, that is a dirty. Well, of course it's dirty. It's a 21. It's not even. I want to say dirty 20 with a 1, but it's just a 21.
The fog is thick. You cannot see. You know that you are holding, or at least that she is holding. It's reciprocal holding all these, obviously. You're holding love behind you. So you hear it first as something whips by you, and you can move just barely your face away from whatever the fuck projectile was coming at you. What you don't see is this metal slab that hits the back of your head really fucking hard. You feel Love's hands get pulled away from you. Half of it is your body hitting the ground. The other half, you hear her struggle. You hear her yell for you, and then yell for your companions. Your attackers get very close to you. You're being jumped, Christopher. You can try. I'll allow athletics. I will allow... No, not even. I will allow you to make any roll, honestly. And I know your stats are a little skewed right now. I'm going to add plus 10 to it. Just
Okay.
yeah. Whatever you'd like to make, and just tell me what you're making.
Okay, I'm doing an acrobatics to get out of a hold. I feel like that makes the most sense right now. Or again, no, wait, survival gives me more. I will do a survival check to survive this jumping, I suppose.
This is not the first time, so
Right.
that makes sense.
So I rolled lucky die. I rolled an 18. So 28, 32.
32.
Yeah.
You know exactly who's attacking you. You see it. It's hard to see in this fog, but you know it. You know what this weight feels like. You know exactly what Arrow's punches feel like. You know exactly what Callum's punches feel like. You know exactly what they're doing, and they are jumping you and they're beating the shit out of you. They aren't even using their weapons. When Love tries to intervene, you can hear an impact hit her. You don't see it. You can hear it. Love is she's a very powerful sorcerer. She can't take a hit. And something in you forces you to stand. And when you do, feel an arrow in your back. And very easily you feel something sharp plunge in your chest. What are your last moments like?
Even he has made a name for himself for always thinking about heroics, and that he's never afraid of anything, and that he's the bravest man alive. I think in the moments of the life slowly seeping out of his body, he is afraid, like any young boy it would be, being alone out in the woods. And the betrayal sits deep in his stomach, like guilt kind of accumulates, like when you're really guilty about something and you can like feel it pulsating. And he can't help but have his last moments be filled with images of love. And he tries to croak out to spare her. He tries to tell them that he can die, but to not hurt her. but he's unsure if he is hearing his thoughts or his actual voice speaking when it goes dark.
Whatever it is, you know that they're not listening to you. That much is very clear. The last thing you actually see amid this blinding fog is a bright pink light. You're gonna wake up. Who knows when? But you wake up, and you're not in that fog anymore. You're on the floor. You can look around, and you can perceive it is a ruined caravan. There's cargo everywhere. Shit's toppled over. There are a few bodies. Whatever's left. There's signs of life, signs of struggle, signs of a fight. Most importantly, you feel really weird. There is no pain or anything because you were in pain before. That shit hurted. Okay, that's like you've been on the brink of death before as well. You know, like you've had countless of wounds, countless of scars, countless of close calls, and right now you feel kind of weird. You feel kind of stiff because you're on the floor, maybe. Also, everything seems really big. You want to try and get up?
Yes.
Okay,
I think yes.
Make an acrobatics roll for me.
Oh no. That is a 5. That is.
All right, buddy. You can't is the best way to put it. What you realize you can do though is you can roll. You can roll around. You have the strength to roll and stuff like that. It's just your legs. Buddy, they're not listening to you. Actually, when you look at your legs, they look so skinny. Not a good skinny. It's not even a bad skinny at this point. They're just like, what the fuck?
He will look down to his very skinny legs, and his first thought is, I never skipped leg day. This is impossible. And then he will try to like push himself up
Do you see your hands?
into like a downward dog kind of like
Oh, okay.
position to like then upright himself.
Do you want to look at your hands?
Yeah, if I can see, I don't know. I've been very unlucky with acrobatics. I don't know if I can see.
Oh no,
but
you don't have to roll for this, but you see your
Yes.
hands. You're not a carpenter, but you know what wood looks like. You know what polished wood looks like. You know what worked wood looks like, and you know what. My God, it's you see the rivets in your skin. You see the texture of polished wood. And when you move your hands, they are like little bit mechanical. Like you need to stretch these to get these to work. And they're so tiny.
Tiny hands. He will look at his hands and he will do this for a couple of seconds, and then he's just like, surely, surely I must be like dreaming or delusional. Haha. So funny. And then he will like try to like trick himself by like trying to like pull down his hands really fast and put them up again as if it's like an illusion kind of thing.
Because you were in the downward dog position, you just fall flat on your face and then have to push yourself back up. The impact of the fall doesn't really hurt as much. It's just more like a feeling that happened. You might make a grunt because it's a natural sensation, but there's like, you just face planted pretty hard for your standards. And there's not really any pain. There is a river nearby. You can crawl to it if you want.
Yes. Yes. I think Christopher, I keep calling you Christopher. I will crawl, but with every inch forward, I'm just like, either blessing or a curse, blessing or a curse. Please be a blessing. I'm such a good person. And he just like slowly crawls towards the river.
Oh God, what you see is what do you see? What do you look like now, Christopher?
When I look into the the water and my image is reflected, I have shaggy brown hair and my skin is made out of wood. It's very clearly a marionette's face with um like an etched in mouth and eyes. And I'm wearing like peasant a man out on his luck kind of like clothes. There's like a like brown coat that is a little bit like frayed at the edges and had some patchwork done, pants that kind of sit too loose, you know, like a marionette like in a theater being like performed. um and I am very small. I feel like I can see that in the mirror image that my head clearly is tiny.
You're so small that the coat that you're
Yes.
wearing makes you look ridiculous. Have you ever seen a child wear a trench coat?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not three raccoons stacked on each other. I am
Mm-hmm.
1 feet, I think 2 feet, 1 feet and 8 inches. I'm
You're,
very
I want to say,
tiny.
yeah, you're very tiny. I want to say you're roughly like the
Y-
could
right.
be. Um, I will say though, your clothes do fit you. It's just it's your body parts are literally sticks at this point, so it will always be loose, but they are meant
Right.
for you.
Um, and upon seeing myself, there's a couple of moments of silence where it either processes or it doesn't. I'm leaving that to the audience's discretion. But after a few seconds, Christopher just screams. No, no, I reject this. Listen to me, universe. I reject this reality. And he tries to scramble away from the river in his body.
Your legs are working a little bit better, so like I mean it'll take a couple of stumbles, like when you try to sit back to your right, like that kind of, it takes a couple of it, but you could get up. You're by the power of rejection, you may walk and run around a little bit. And not gonna lie, this is weird. You feel like your head is the heaviest thing, so you're like tilting sideways, and you need to put a conscientious effort to stand straight
Oh my god,
and
it's like a
vertical.
toddler.
Yeah, and your knees feel like they're ready to buckle a lot. And even like when you look like a bad animation walk cycle right now, trying to figure out how to move. Um, and it's just everything is really, really weird right now. How long would you like to stay here? Because
Uh,
high key, it's really difficult to walk in this mud.
I think, can I go back to the caravan side just to like
Yep.
do a quick perception looking around, and then if nothing is there, then
Yeah, make me a perception roll. I'm gonna let you know right now the DC is not gonna be incredibly high, so
okay. I think that's a 14.
great.
Yeah.
So you're trying to focus on something else right now because you don't want to focus on the state of you. And so you choose to look around and you see this is a caravan, you know what that is. You're pretty sure that this might be like someone here was maybe like a part of like a traveling puppet show or something like that, because you do
Mhm.
find other puppets that are in pieces. So like, oh, lucky you. And then you go, no, I reject this, not lucky me. um but you do see there's the best way to put it is that there is equipment meant for you your size, because you are in the body of a marionette possibly one on show. You even find new clothes, like extra clothes, so you can change into, so you're not confined to whatever the fuck you're wearing right now. There are also little tools and stuff. Like maybe you're a maybe in the story you had a job to do, and then you think about that and you're like, this sucks. And you find these things that you can also carry, by the way. Like they're not too heavy, they're actually incredibly light because they were meant to be attachments or something like that. So at least you know, okay, that's not horrible. And then you find this pipe. It is a toy sized pipe. It is the equivalent of having Barbie accessories for your Barbie doll. And this pipe looks like a regular pipe, but you see a little pink heart on it, and it really draws you in. Do you want to touch the pipe? So it's like a little smoking pipe, really, but any form you'd like. But that's the pipe. You know, that's what's
Yeah.
its purpose.
So I think Christopher will like look at the pipe for a moment and then have a moment of like wanting to kick it far away, filled with like rage and rejection and piecing together like his final moments before he sighs in defeat and like leans down very like mechanically and clumsily to pick up the pipe.
The pipe fits perfectly in your hands. Okay, that's one thing to note. And it's while it's simple, kind of really well done. You look at the little heart, and it makes you feel things that you are too man enough to feel. And then it starts glowing, and the head of a fox pops out of it. It's small at first, and then it looks at you, pops back in, pops back out like a little shy boy, and it'll slither out. And as it does, it gets bigger and bigger and longer until it's definitely longer than you, like longer than your entire height. It's you understand, like in mechanical terms, it's big enough for you, just you, to ride. But it came out of this tiny little pipe. It is flowy. What does your pipe fox look like?
The pipe fox is obviously part informed snake and in head fox. And its coated fur is if you would type in autumn colors on Pinterest, that is basically the make in terms of like just color palette of the fur, depending on where the light hits it. It's either like a very warm like auburn brown, or it is a more brighter like sunset yellow or orange. And it has like green, like dark emerald, I would say, kind of eyes that every now and then can like sparkle in the red pinkish area. And that's that.
It also will have a little patch of fur that is in the shape of an upside down heart. This little patch of fur is just a part, it's still part of the same autumn colored palette. It's just one of the lighter tones that are just kind of plopped on its forehead. Kind of like mimicking eyebrows, but like not really. Like it's really fucking cute, y'all. And the green eyes. Um, they s- they remind you of love. Love lies bleeding. Because she also had green eyes. I just didn't get around to saying it. That's hilarious. Um, but you don't want to think about that right now. You want to think about this giant fucking snake fox. You do. I think you would recognize it. Something in your mind's eyes. And the little thing lower. Its ears are a little flat. you can tell that it's waiting for you to start talking. It you you are a bit of a you were a bit of a Casanova. This little guy's shy.
So, forgive me if I say anything that offends you, tiny fox snake thing. I've never really done this before. I know it's the first time for everything. So I was just wondering, do you come here often? My name is Christopher. Yes, we should start with names. I'm so great at this. My name is Christopher. Can you speak? And he like squints at it, like not really sure how to converse like at all, and his like arms are very clumsily as he like gestures around.
The pipe fox is like nodding, and the pipe fox is having a very hard time looking you in the eye. It's really is just this is a very shy animal creature thing. Okay, it's purely out of being really shy. They just go well, actually, you're supposed to name me.
Christopher, upon hearing the voice, even though he asked of it, like jumps back and is just like, "Huh, you talk. Okay, you talk."
Yeah.
And I talk. Cool. We can have I should name you, and he just like stares.
Okay. Well, I'm your familiar. Just kind of here chilling. Normally you're supposed to name me now.
So, I'm not. That's so cool that you're here, but I think there has been some confusion. I don't have, I don't fucks with familiars. Like, I don't, I usually have a soul. And he goes to, like, grab, but obviously nothing is there. And he's like, well, imagine.
If there was, it's literally like a little toothpick of a thing. It looks like the things that get put on top of.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so he pulls a little toothpick and he's like, well, usually this is big. Usually a lot of me is big. I am stronger than this, but I wield a sword, I don't do familiars. And he like carefully puts the toothpick back again.
I wasn't given a care package, but you do magic now. I feel it. We are connected that way. I believe you. I bet you were really, really, really big. You're a big guy, strong guy.
Sure. No, you know what? I can sense, since we are connected, that you do not have to speak right now. One moment. And he turns around, even though that wouldn't do any good, and he just like has a small freak out moment to himself. He's just like, ah! And then he turns back around. He's like, okay, so I figured out absolutely nothing, but I feel like for this conversation to continue, for the sake of it, and because, you know what, I don't like where I am right now. I will just say yes to anything that you say, because clearly you know better than I do, and sure, I can give you a name. I can do it. You know what? Give me another moment. And he turns around and he's just like, a name! And then he turns back around and he's like, I will call you Fosjimin. Nope. I won't call you that. I will call you Evil. Nope, that is just love backwards. I will call you perhaps. And he will like sit on it for a bit and he's like, yes. That seems like a great, neutral, not hard to remember name at all.
What's my name?
So it's, you know what? It's Hapst, but I realize that maybe you are not really the type of I never had a pet before. Your familiars are like pets, right? No, but they can't talk.
Some of us can talk.
Not all of you can talk.
No. I mean, I can talk. I'm talking right now.
We're so special and we're special together. See, I haven't lost everything of myself. That's so nice. And he tries to like pat him down and realizes how like small it is, and he's like, oh, I don't like that at all either. Okay, well, tiny thing, I will call you. And then he like sits in it and he's like, you know what? That is perfect. I will call you Tiny.
Tiny. Okay, I'm tiny.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Hi, I'm tiny. I can do some stuff for you. I can help you move around because you have weak legs. And I have no legs, but I can move. I am very good with languages, and you have an affinity for luck. So your magic is luck based, and I can do that too.
And how lucky it is that I met you and that you are so very brutally honest. That is so good for me and my ego.
You're not supposed to be honest.
No, you know, it's fine. You are so fine, Tiny. How about we do no talking and we just go to a different place so you don't have to stress? And more specifically, I don't have to stress because you know what, Tiny? I'm kind of pretty stressed right now. And he has to like keep in one of those really nervous chuckles. He's like,
Okay. And Tiny's so awkward right now. Tiny's like trying to figure out how to do this, and we'll just, their body is big snake, so they can easily slide right underneath you and lift you up that way because Tiny has no idea what the fuck to do next.
is there
You, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, while I get adjusted on top of Tiny, because I'm probably like, holy freaking shit.
It's
Can
weird.
I look around and maybe either like discover something familiar? I know moth probably birds I've used, not something that I, really know. But given the luck and affinity, maybe is there some like feeling where I'm just like, we should go there next, or anything like that? So at least there's some kind of direction.
So, when you try to get a sense of the direction, the fog creeps back in,
Mhm.
and just kind of you're like you will be blinded for a bit, but
Okay.
rather than before where you were like feeling, kind of freaked out a little bit or concerned, I should say. I don't think you were freaked out. I think you were concerned. When the fog came back this time, you feel a little bit less concerned because it's not as thick, it's not as dense, it's not as like you can see a little bit, you can make out shapes and stuff. It's just right now you're gonna be blind for a little bit. And you have a very strong okay, one, moving is so much easier actually on Tiny. See, like the road is uneven as fuck, and Tiny has no problem going around it. So that, in a sense, makes you feel a little bit better that you're not so slow anymore. But as you kind of get your wits about you a little bit more, you definitely understand a few things. Shit's fucked. Okay, that's shit's fucked. Everything on your body beforehand, gone. Your body gone. You actually don't even know where you fucking got jumped. You don't know what happened to love. You don't know what is happening to you right now. There is nothing but Tiny to guide you, and Tiny doesn't know shit either. That much you can understand. Tiny knows a few things innately, like the state that you are in, and the state that they are in. And a little bit about your magical connection. You have a strong feeling that Tiny is actually knows a little bit more than they feel comfortable letting out right now, and that's simply because, oh my god, you guys are wildly unsafe right now. And so, what you feel is that you just got to keep going for now. Any direction is better than still, and also something you kind of pick up because you know what dark vision is. Thank fucking god, Tiny has dark vision. Tiny has dark vision. Tiny can see better than you right now, and that
Go, Tiny,
also
go.
that also makes you feel a little bit better, I should say.
Sweet.
Technically, you above table mechanically you have dark vision as well. It's just I don't know if you're used to dark vision just yet.
Probably not. But since any direction is a good direction, I just want, before we end this, to have it known that he probably told Tiny to go in at least 5 different directions before settling on one. So it was just like zigzagging across up and down. Before he's just like, okay, never mind.
Movement,
just go there.
yeah. Getting used to how Tiny moves is weird. It's weird. You've ridden horses before. You've ridden on the backs of
Liquid
monsters.
horse.
Maybe maybe you have been on a giant snake and you know how fucking weird that was, and most of the time they were just trying to get you off. This is something to trying to work with. So the movement is so different.
Hell yeah.
It honestly just kind of feels like you have mobility in your hips to bust a move again, but you actually don't. You know, it's weird. Shit's weird. And as you continue,
Christopher will take what he can get.
yeah. As you continue, completely overwhelmed into the fog, we will be moving to our last party member. Now, as we watch Christopher slither into the mist, we are going to travel away, far away. Not just countries or kingdoms, we are traveling on a planar level. All the way to the immortal principality of Ustalav, a nation surrounded by countless horrors from the great beyond, and ironically, a lot of fucking fog. Aisha, you're gonna have a lot of reins on this because this is your everyday life, especially what is happening right now. You currently live on probably the most unnecessarily evil, for lack of the better terms, place right now as the what was it? The Whispering Tyrant.
The Whispering Tyrant, yeah.
Yep, has risen. You hear Last Wall's about to get fucked up, but that's all the way over there. And you're all the way over here in the Eye of Dread, I believe.
Yeah, we are on the edge of the Eye of Dread. The neighborhood has really gone to shit since the Whispering Tyrant awoke and regained his former glory.
I mean, that's what happens when, what was it? Like, ancient lich overlords try to become gods. You know, just casual shit. So what does before you tell me what like you look like, what does your home look like right now?
So my home is sort of hidden away. In the forests of Ustalav, we have this little cabin that is almost camouflaged to blend in with our surroundings. We're like near a cliffside, like almost like built into the cliff itself. so that we're less visible from a distance. I live with my parents in this very very modest little 3-room cabin. It's one of those places where everything is in the main room. It's kitchen, it's living room, it's study, it's everything. And then there's one room to the side for them, there's one room to the other side for me.
Now, it's early in the day. It does not look like that, but it is. And you're getting ready. You're gonna go out. It takes a lot of resources, and a lot of time to keep y'all hidden, specifically your home hidden. You know what lurks outside. You are prepared for that. So, what do you look like, and how are you getting ready?
So Aisha is fully geared up. She's got a full breastplate on under her coat. She's got her adventuring pack that's set up with a few days of rations just in case I can't make it home for a while. I have this long dark leather coat that it's not really hiding my figure, but it's I keeps all of my skin covered so that I'm not snagging on anything. Um I have two huge fuck off weapons. I have a massive maul, which is just a giant hammer on my back, and there's also a longsword that's got some bizarre mechanisms built into the blade. Um, and just to be a little fancy, I have my tricorn hat that I think I probably took off of another monster hunter who was not quite as lucky. But it's a nice hat and I didn't want to leave it for the zombies.
Yeah, fair game. So, you're going out today. Part of it is to do the things that you want to do because you do have your own agenda. You do have you're an adult, you're a monster hunter. You have things, you have a quota, you have many things, but you're also going out for the purpose of scavenging. Your parents specifically requested a couple of things. If you could find them, there is no deadline to finding them. It's just a few things to help them out. Some of it is food based. Like there are it's a little weird in these lands, food, but you can find it. You you guys definitely were a little bit experimental with what is can and can't be eaten safely, but it's not impossible, and you're making do versus all the undead. Um, oh my goodness. So, um, you can as you leave your home, a thing that you know is that your home is also magically protected. This is where a lot of the resources and stuff like that kind of comes in. It is the equivalent of camouflage, but also complete non-detection. You have had creatures roam too close to your home before, but you know as long as inside is lit with this magical it's the equivalent of magical candles, but it's the properties within the candles, within the wax and its buildup that keep this going. As long as they remain lit, you have nothing to fear, at all. They don't they don't even smell your house, but they also don't go to it. You know what I mean? They can get near it. They can get front lawn near, and then they leave. It's just kind of as if you were a tree or a rock in the environment. That is kind of how it's treated. Not even like a tree they want to mark as territory. It's miscellaneous tree 3, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you leave, you have all your things, all your gear, everything you have on you, because you are You are a prepared bitch. You can make me a nature check or a perception check, whichever you'd like. This is just to find some of the things, to find anything actually, because this is kind of like a wasteland, but I mean, there's cool shit sometimes, like your hat.
Yeah, let me see. What is my perception score?
Yeah, whichever you'd like more, by the way. Like, whichever one's higher is fine, or whichever one you think is more narratively fitting.
So that's a 24 perception.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, okay. You find a couple things off. They are miscellaneous things, but you know that these are ingredients for said candle. You find, I want to say, that's a 24. You find almost everything. I want to say you find like 75% of the things you need for it. This is a good day. This is a good day. However, you also find this strange metal pendant. The ingredients were harder to find than this. It stands out in the ground. It has, it's weird. It's like the ground has more color than the metal on this pendant, but when you look at it, it starts to gain color. It matches, like, the metal on your weapons. It's not brass like your buttons, but yeah, it's metal. It has a luster of some. You're pretty sure it would have luster if there was light. And it's just a gray silvery color, but it just looked so devoid of it when you first approached it. And now it looks like it's sucking the color out of the ground. It is a strange but familiar shape, and I'm going to request an intelligence roll. If you have anything that could work narratively for it, you could, but intelligence base would be preferred.
I got a +2 to Arcana, so that's what I'm gonna go with. That's less impressive. That's an 8.
Okay. This is very familiar. Its shape, its form. It is like work done to a circular pendant, and the pendant is the size of like a coin, but not tiny, like a big fucking coin. In Canadian terms, the size of a toonie. And it's large. Well, not large. It's just, its shape is just a little weird. You can make out some details, and oh god, it's just so familiar. It feels like it's on the tip of your tongue, and nothing comes to you, but you know you should take it.
Yeah. I mean, now here's the thing. Mama didn't raise no fool.
Exactly.
A random pendant in the countryside of Ustalav, that's just got to be cursed.
It's
So,
sucking the color out of the fucking ground too, you know?
first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up like a stick and I'm going to toss it so it lands on the pendant because I want to see if it like burns up or something.
It does not do that. It high key just threw a stick at a necklace.
Okay.
So it does nothing. But the stick, you feel like the stick, when you get closer to it, is looking a little bit duller. Not withering, just in color it looks duller. You know, like, I would say if you were to look at the ground, all of it looks like this weird blue mud. Like, it's like the ground's not blue. I'm just like trying to put a color to it right now because it's really weird to say like it's just brown on brown. You know what I mean? So let's say it's all this weird blue mud, and then you see this one dark spot the size of the pendant just pulling the color from the ground, but it's not dying. Like, like there's nothing around it is dying. If a freaking bug walked over it, the bug just looks a little duller in color for a little bit.
Mhm.
It's just sapping the color out. That much you understand.
Now, if it was just me, if I only cared about myself, I'd say, fuck that. But the thing is, my parents are academics. They like to study weird cursed shit. That's why we live in Ustalav. They immigrated to Ustalav. Do you know how weird you have to be to move to Ustalav? So, I know my mom would want to see this.
You're pretty sure. You are pretty sure your parents would know exactly what this is actually, because this is so familiar. You're just forgetting the fucking words, okay? Like you just you're having a day, you know. That's the best way. You're having a day.
So I'm still gonna be careful. I'm gonna take out like a little pouch, and I'm gonna pick up a different stick, a new stick that hasn't been touched, and I'm gonna try to like scoop the like the band of the necklace, and I'm gonna try to lower it into this pouch without touching it with my hands.
You can do that completely fine. You will notice that the pouch, wherever it touches, the color is starting to be sapped out again, once again turning duller. But that is the worst it ever gets. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, you just based off of like, because you did an Arcana check previously. There's not like you don't feel. It doesn't feel like it's about to like explode. It doesn't feel like it feels magical. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm gonna die. Like one of those things. It feels like it's just doing its purpose almost.
Yeah, there's not a phantasmal killer on it.
Yeah, no. I'm assuming you're gonna put it on your person or something like that, right?
I'm not putting it on. I'm taking it in this little pouch. I'm carrying it home in this little pouch.
All right, you're gonna do that. I'm trying to determine what check would be next year, because this is kind of funny. Make a perception check.
That is a 16.
You're so focused on this pouch that you don't notice something has been stalking you. And so when it jumps on you, this is the equivalent of a zombie dog, like a zombie wolf or a zombie beast of some sort. It's big enough to knock you down and tackle you, but you are a seasoned fighter against these kinds of creatures. Like clockwork, where to push against its neck to keep its jaw shut, or shut and away from you as possible. But still, it's got rough edges, and your quills are getting caught on your jacket, and as it's kind of like pressing all of its body weight on you. What's your AC?
19.
That's pretty good AC. I'm gonna try and see if I can do it. I just hit you. You're gonna take baby damage. You're gonna take literally fucking 5 points of damage, as this is more of a this is a shitty attack is what this is, but it has rough edges, and it's just going, with its body alone, it's going to cut you a little bit. This is this is literally an actual flesh wound. Like, it's nothing you can't patch it, nothing that hurts you too much, but it does shed your blood, and your blood trickles to the pouch that has this pendant, and this pouch eagerly sucks it up. as if there was no blood left. And then something under the ground opens up, and something above the sky opens up. It's to the point where it feels so weird. You know it's magical. You know it's magical. But now you're looking at this creature, and it's almost like the creature stops its attack to be like, "What the fuck?" Just like it's a mutual "what the fuck" as this unnatural magic rips a hole both underground, like on the ground that you're in. So now you're falling, but also to the sky above, and you see these are an unfamiliar set of stars, honestly. That is the best way to put it. And I don't think you've seen stars in a while. But you know, these don't look right. Something about this doesn't look right. Something about this doesn't feel right. And first, you're falling into the ground, and then you're getting sucked up really fast into the sky. You will bump around with this creature, and honest to God, you're gonna hit your head really fucking hard on it, and you're gonna black out. You awaken to thick iron gates. The air tastes really weird and unfamiliar. And there are two guards, masculine figure and a slightly more feminine figure, that stand in front of you, like just out of arm's reach. Your head fucking hurts. You look like you feel like you were on a roller coaster you were not prepared for. Your head is kind of ringing, honestly. And you see when you blink, it's really hard to not literally see stars, the same stars that you looked into when you were getting taken. Like that is the pattern you see, but it's like it's not there. You know what I mean? It's the mild like little blindness that you get if you were to stare into a light for too long. You see that. You can make a perception check if you want as you get your bearings because it's really hard to focus on these guards that are trying to talk to you.
That's a 15.
15? You can do it. You can tell based on how the gates are made that normally these guards would not be this close to you. There, it's barred in such a way, and you can see that they have spears on them. That if someone were to come threateningly or something like that, they just stab through the gate. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. But here they are on the other side. And there's even a medic or something like that kind of jogging over to you to see your state. They sound like when the adults and Charlie Brown are trying to talk, just womp, 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 because you are trying to focus on everything around you right now. And then you see the dead thing, the undead beast creature. Is now dead is the best way to put it. It did not survive whatever impact there is. You see some of your quills on it too. Like maybe when you hit your head, your head like serrated it. It's kind of weird. It's really really difficult to pinpoint what exactly is going on here. And then the words start coming to you a lot clearer, and one of the guards is like, "Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello. Yes. Ugh, my
Can
head.
can you can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?"
5.
Oh shit. No, that was 3. Okay. Do you know where you are? Do you know how you do you know who you are?
Um. Jeez. I'm Aisha. From the Monster Hunters Guild. What town am I in?
You're right in front of the gates of Valaki.
Valaki.
Yeah.
Where the hell's that?
Uh kind of in the middle central Barovia.
What the fuck's Barovia?
Um, you see, like the two guards like look at each other, and then the medic in the background goes, "Oh boy. Well, let's just get her in. She needs medical treatment, and maybe a lot of water." You're gonna be so the next we're doing a weird little time skip here because things are gonna happen kind of fast as they are treating you, telling you a bunch of things that you do not understand, and using weird terms. Like when they ask you about your like physiology so they can get someone who has a similar body type to figure out like why are there quills all over you? What the
What,
hell?
have you never seen a Shisk before? I mean, there's not a lot of us around
Um,
here, but
Excuse you?
yeah, Shisk. I mean, I know
Uh,
there's not a lot of us, but
No, must be some type of weird beast. Okay, cool.
fuck you.
I, um, okay, okay. Listen, we're just trying to figure out how to best fucking help you here. And you're a foreigner. That much is true. Um, this is just you kind of came from the. We're not even sure how you got here, Heike. We heard a thud.
My parents aren't from here, but I was born in Ustalav, okay? Just to be clear.
This isn't okay. We're not in Ustalov. I don't even know what that is. Um, you came outside of Barovia. That much is very clear.
How far are we from Lake Incarthan?
What? You look at the guy. I was like, I don't fucking know. You leave me out of this. I don't wanna. I don't wanna explain. I don't have the time for this paperwork. And now you're a little shocked to hear that their guards do paperwork. And someone gets you a map. Someone gets you a map. And then you
Yeah.
realize the most that this map goes is this map is super fucking old. You recognize some things about it. It reminds you of something that you've seen in your parents' workshop. Something that your parents maybe have pinned up. It's a very, very old map. In fact, it doesn't you have seen that map so many times. It does not take a rocket scientist to know that these lines aren't even correct anymore. Or maybe the lines on your parents' map weren't correct. They don't match up. Territories are different now. But you do recognize Barovia. It plays in your head like SpongeBob writing the word the over and over and over again. You do have Barovia lore. I'm pretty
I
sure,
do.
right? You do.
Yeah.
You're allowed to roll it. DC's gonna be much lower as someone has gotten you a map.
So let me see what my skills are. Oh, it's +6 to Barovia lore, so that's an 18. Yeah, as I look over this map and remember, like, my parents telling me about, like, this mythical country shrouded in fog that, like, it allegedly existed somewhere at some point. I'm just like, oh, fuck off. Sorry, not you, like, the situation.
Yeah. The guards look like they're like confused. But they let you have your moment. You know, like they don't really want to get involved. They're just you're in a very strange predicament here. You start connecting dots. You've seen this map. It's a little different. You know the word Barovia. You remember the pendant in your the pouch, which by the way they bring to you, and this pouch is you remember what it looked like being sapped of color. All the colors back. All of it's back, not like new almost. It actually looks a little bit better. That's the weirdest part. There is like dried blood stains on it, but there's the pouch. You know that the pendant's inside the pouch. If you care to open the pouch at all, this pendant looks like a normal pendant. But then you're connecting the dots. You see what the pendant has. You see the crest. You know what that crest is because that crest is in a book that your mom has, and she was trying to figure out what that was. Everything starts coming together. You know you're in Barovia. You know that somehow you have traveled what you think is planes, because that is the only thing to make sense as why this make-believe country or whatever of myth, of literally like you thought this was like a cool storybook at this point,
Yeah.
exists. And people
I
are acting weird, but like they think you're weird.
I like dump out the pendant on the table next to the map. And as I'm looking at the map, I'm looking at the pendant. I'm not even acknowledging the guards or the medic anymore. I'm not even acknowledging that they exist right now. I'm just like, all right, okay, some kind of interplanar travel. This is an artifact that, I guess, some kind of innate ritual that's triggered by blood. Theory, I could try spill blood again to see if that sends me back, but for all I know, that could just defeat the artifact, so I probably don't want to do that right away.
You see, you're stuck, is the best way to put it. You are stuck on this decision on where you are for a bit. You get to meet the burgomaster of Balaki. Um, is honest to God, indiscriminate human man. He looks a little too jolly. In a uncanny valley kind of happy way. He grants you permission to stay in the village for a bit. You are taken to a cheap room in the Blue Water Inn where you get to fraternize with the people a little bit. They don't really look at you that weirdly, as you can now tell that, it's starting to look a little bit more familiar in certain areas. Like, oh, okay, that's an elf. That's an orc. I don't know what that bitch is, but she got ears. Like, it's one of those things. Horns, like, it's like these things are making a lot more sense, so you don't feel so out of place. And actually, a lot of them don't regard you any differently at all. They just, where you can go talk to the elf guy. They would just be like the one with the hat, like hat and horns over there. Like that's what they'd be pointing out, rather than like calling you by your ancestry or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You also understand a few things that you're able to be told about the village here. Um, at least one festival happens a week. This is to deter away the devil. Um, the burgomaster is fucking weird and has a very no. His lead henchman, is not a kind person. You do not want to cross paths with them. He starts shit. There is a Vistani camp southwest of this town. You don't know what Vistani are? You quickly learn that they are a nomadic people. So many fucking wolves to the point where they jump people on the open road. And they travel in very gigantic packs. That much you understand. And they also have a wolf problem. You, claiming to be a monster hunter, get approached again by the same two guards who found you. They go, you said you were a monster hunter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got a severe lack of those. So, if you wish, the burgomaster said, if you stay here, you can, pay off any tavern debt by hunting for us. Does that sound good with you?
Hold on, he didn't mention debt. He said I could stay here. He didn't mention.
I mean, you can stay here for now, but like, you didn't think you could stay here forever, right?
I mean, he was vague.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
kind of like
so
that.
you have a monster problem.
Yeah, it's a wolf problem. There's werewolves as well. And recently, um, they look a little like unsure of how to tell you this next part because you can. Some of them have a. Nah, then one of them looks scared, the other one looks confused. And he continues and goes, there is a new monster kind of roaming really close by the village. Kind of looks like I mean, I looked it up. Minotaur? I don't know. Minotaur? I'm not sure. It's a fucking like gigantic cow though, and it's getting real close. Burgomaster has a bounty up. Get it, bring us its head. We celebrate feast wise, and you'll be fine. Honestly.
I mean, look, here's what I'll tell you. I don't usually go on solo hunts, but I will investigate and at the very least try to get more information about this minotaur.
All right. Well, when you're ready, just let us know. We'll let you out. Um, you can choose which gate you want. Which, by the way, there's 3 gates. There's 3 different gates for this village. You're pretty sure you're gonna be heading out through the gates you entered in, which is like the front. And you go, we'll let you out, and well, hope the Dawnflower lets you live.
Oh, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just let me know where you spotted her or where you spotted it last, and I'll head out.
When you are ready, you are let out. They give you the best description the last person who saw this creature can. They go nuts. 8 feet tall, 2 horns dripping with the blood and gore of other unfortunate travelers. They saw this creature rip a wolf in half and then drag its remains like it was painting a fucking picture in the ground. This creature made a camp of some sort, somewhere off in the woods, like to the west, near. God, I'm blanking on the. To the west. That's what you're gonna get. Just to the west. They were so scared they can't remember where it was near. Just westward. And they said when you you will smell it before you see it.
I don't say this out loud, but I do think to myself as I leave, monsters don't camp.
And you set off into the mist. Same thick mist kind of envelops you. But it's not that bad, honestly. You're used to Ustalov's mists. And Ustalov's mists are somehow kinder than this. This one is annoying. Ustalov has better weather, surprisingly so. You're just surprised that now you're like, Ustalov was a shithole, but I kind of rather be there right now. Is the surprising twist of events. And then you smell it. A scent. It is gore mixed with death. You're pretty sure it's shit. And then mixed with herbal remedies. This is a strange sensation. Now above table, we're gonna move back in together. Okay. So how much time do you need for that, Josephine?
Just do your thing.
Everything. All right, dope. Make a perception roll for me, Aisha.
That is an 11.
The smell is overwhelming. The fog does not help. You smell it, and then it jump scares you as you kind of like walk into the beast. Maria, something like fucking walks into you. It hits your back. It's not hard, but like something small, much smaller than you, like full on walks into you.
Hello?
I stumble backwards and then, in a moment of confusion, go, hello?
Can I help you with something?
I think Aisha's not short. Aisha's a good like 5'10", and I am looking up at you and hearing this incredibly polite voice and say, I think I was looking for you. They were... Oh, I don't know any good way to say this. There's a bounty out for you.
Oh, I think I've heard some tellings of that. Well, will you be following through on said bounty?
Listen, No, just... I deal with zombies and things that eat people, and... I mean, you don't eat people, do you?
No.
Then... No. I'm sorry, are you out here alone?
Yes, unfortunately, it's been some time since I was able to escape. I've just been attempting to roam, follow whatever signs lead me to wherever she needs me to go. My name is Maria.
My name is Aisha. Who is she?
The mother of monsters.
I see.
Aisha, I think you don't need to roll to recognize the holy symbol of Lamashtu around Maria's neck, chest area. Honestly, it's a little hard to tell because of how Maria is kind of slunched over a lot. You also are pretty sure she's pregnant.
Can I see like your camp from
Yeah.
like what do you have set up here?
I have like the rustiest metal vase. It's basically a pitcher filled with flowers. I have little little like knitted craftings of like pieces of clothing I was able to wash and clean to potentially fit over like children's feet and clothes. I have collected what seems to be like a small collection of not only it seems to be like medical supplies. I've just been attempting to like organize and dry out some things. I have a little apothecary situation going on, and I think it does just seem like I am preparing for some kind of bath or like nighttime ritual. The varying sense of like really horrible, like unfortunate, like animal sweat, and then what seems to be like an attempt at perfuming with like flowers and natural things is it is apparent a lot of care is being taken here.
Really, really quickly, kind of as you see this camp, um, Ellie,
Yeah.
you've been walking for a really long time, blind in the dark. Um, you Cardamom is barely a comfort at this point because of because sorry, it's
This tracks.
because of what you heard, and then it's been nothing. It has been hours of nothing, actually nothing, and you're left alone with your thoughts, and like nobody should be left alone with their thoughts. Just hours of nothing, seeing basically nothing and hearing nothing, and then see a light. You know what campfire looks like. You know what its colors look like. You can feel the warmth from here, and it is still like a while away.
Oh, okay.
You gonna go to it?
Yeah, because Cardi's not really. He's not chatting today. He's not chatty today. Even though I'm
No.
like poking him for conversation, he's just not having
He's
it.
not really. I think you can. I think when you try to communicate with Cardi, I think it's difficult, which is weird because it hasn't been difficult in a while. And the reason why it's difficult that you can think of, because you've had a lot of time to think, is something is happening here. This mist is magical. It has to be magical because magic can interfere with magic, and you know that your connection with cardamom is magical. So this is magic on magic. Something is happening.
Yes, they taught me this in magic theory class.
Yep. They taught you this in school. Madame Eva has also talked about the mist having a will of its own, like a hunger.
Cool, great. Don't like that. Don't love that. Don't like that I don't have anybody to talk to. I probably spent a lot of this walk, like once I was sure, like if I've not sensed wolves for a while, probably playing like a little bit of lute while I'm walking. Not right now though. I kind of fiddle with my stuff and like readjust myself and make sure I can reach my knife and all these things. I'm like, you never know. Like, I haven't been alone in a while, so this is a little scared, but like, can't be all that bad. So I'm gonna move stealthily so I can scope things out.
Make a stealth roll. Everybody else makes a perception roll.
Excellent, I love those. Ooh, that was really good. 22.
Less than that. I got a 19.
Natural 20.
Jesus.
So that's a 28.
Nice.
Aisha, you are disoriented a little bit because so many things are happening at once. All these realizations of Maria, what's happening here, and also just kind of like, you know what a flesh warp looks like. Like, if you deal with undead, you should probably deal with magical creatures, period. You know what a flesh warp looks like. Like, there's so many reasons why Maria could be like this, and then Maria mentioned something about escaping, and you're like, what the fuck? And she's doing it, and you're like, oh my god, it's a lot of things are happening at once, and then you look, you're like that best perfume, this bitch makes perfume, you know, like it's a lot going on. Maria, you look, you see little foxes pop out from the mist. Foxes that then go like because they're trying to be sneaky, they're trying to like hide. Ellie, you see bushes, so you're like, oh, time to hide. Foxes are out. Maria, you see this. They are too big to be put on a regular fox. That much you understand. You've seen a couple as you were like traveling by, maybe you'd be like, boys, what's this, mother? And much just like, it's a fox. Like, you know, like it's just things are happening here.
So because of that,
rather large ears.
I think I'm just gonna treat them as if it was still just a fox or something. Like, I think it is a very graceful, almost natural within our conversation between Aisha and Maria. She just like very calmly looks over, like that's all she does, and then just sort of goes, oh, like, and like with her hands as if that's gonna help anything. Maybe she picks out like a little bit of like dried meat that she has and just it's just like, come here, like thinking it's a giant, just a big fox.
So what I'm seeing are two individuals who are much bigger than me, or a little bit bigger than me in Aisha's case.
Aisha is well armed.
Yeah.
Right, so that's
Two terrifying people.
Yeah,
two terrifying people.
And then you see whatever the fuck Maria is.
Yeah, have I ever seen something like that before? In my travels in Barovia?
You know what an art is. You've seen it in books, they wouldn't have taught you.
Yeah.
This looks like a single one. You know, like this is like, where's the fur?
But she's calling and saying,
come here. In a very sweet voice. That's my character. What you're seeing. By the way, just smelling. What's again? Some more. Some fucking lessons at this point. And then shit, and then death, a little bit of death.
It's not my shit. I don't know where the shit came from. I'm a lady.
So I see this bizarre scene. These are also the first people I've seen
in hours. You're pretty sure it feels like hours.
I'm not sure very social creature. So like you're offering food and you sound nice. And you're not immediately looking hostile upon noticing that I am there, even though I know I'm very sneaky. So
Or you can't even see your eyes because of the hat and the horns center. Hey, oh my god.
I'm just like ears, just like I flattened my ears, but like Maria had seen that right before I hid well enough. Ears pop back up, and I just kind of peek. And you see a young girl with fox ears rather than an actual fox.
Maria like grasps her like the chest like a little like mom, and then like looks over back to Aisha, and it's just like, oh, a person.
Hi.
Come here.
I will step into the camp slowly. And you see she has like a weird looking bird on her shoulder.
Aisha, you can make Arcana. I'd also allow a cult.
Oh, I have
type
a
of
cult.
check
Could I
on-
also?
Yeah. For the bird. This is one strange fucking bird.
I'm just gonna say I rolled bad.
19.
I feel like I would just assume this is like a familiar.
That's just a
or
fucked up bird.
something.
Yeah, I would.
Fucked up bird.
Yeah. Sorry. What did you get? Maria?
19.
19. Okay, so I feel like the magical nature makes sense, and I do agree. Aisha would probably be like, "That's a familiar. Why is wearing a mask? What? You know, like, okay."
That bird's a pervert. Yeah.
The aesthetics are not matching here.
Yeah.
Maria, I don't think you know what a familiar is, as of now, especially. But you do know there's something like there's something magical about it. That much you can ascertain.
Magical friend.
Yeah, like it's just a little guy. Honestly, that's what you think.
Could
He's
I
just a little guy.
could I ascertain that it speaks at least?
You would think because of the rather dapper.
It's wearing clothes. Like I
mask
just
and stuff,
expect it to start.
You would think, it's well clothed. It is a well clothed bird, and perhaps may chance it can partake in conversation. like that. This is how you're rationalizing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, well, a bird wouldn't have a fucking hat if it couldn't tell.
Exactly. Are you cold?
Hi. A little, yeah. I got separated from the caravan I was traveling with, and I'm kind of lost. Can you tell me where I am?
Hell if I know. I think they told me the name of the town, right?
Yeah, they said that it was you came from Vallaki. What I forgot to mention was it took you a while to get here. So now with all this fog, you could just be like, you could literally point in front of her and be like, Vallaki, you don't actually, you don't know these lands. The
Yeah.
fog makes it hard to see. You just came out here and you found exactly who you were supposed to find by chance.
All I know is I came from Vallaki.
Are you?
Have I been?
You've been to Vallaki, Ellie, and you know that you were way close. You were not close to Vallaki,
Oh.
and it takes a long time to get to Vallaki on foot.
Oh, I'm way further away than I thought I was. That's
But
bad.
they told me about Vistani at the tavern. There, I think, was a caravan not too far from here.
There is?
You would also know this. You
Tail
Vistani-
up, ears up, just like, really?
I mean, we'd probably have to go back to town to find out exactly where they are, but
Okay. I will maybe go back to town soon. I'm tired.
Please
You're all very tired.
Please rest here. I can set up a few more bedrolls as best as possible. Are you? Yes.
I'm Elowen, but you can call me Ellie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Maria.
you can call me
Maria.
Aisha.
Aisha. Nice to meet you both.
Please, I have fire, I have food I'm working on in a bit. Do the two of you know your way?
Honestly, I don't know this place as well as I'd like, and the map they gave me is kind of shit.
Let me see.
Just unfurl this like shitty map of Barovia.
Maria, the map looks very familiar. You have not had the chance to see a map in a while. This map looks very familiar, which, by the way, above table, I will drop a map.
Word.
Well, after the session. It looks familiar. And then the same Lamashu's voice once again kind of kisses your ear and goes. She moves your finger this in a way that like you are moving. Everybody can see that you're moving. You're tracing your fingers and everything, but like for you feel her move your hands so gently across the page, and then right on a specific little spot that is. It is much further west than where like you think you are. In fact, it almost gets near the edge of the map. But she points it and she goes, "That's your village." You're not there. And that's all you get from your goddess. But you remember where your village on a map is now.
Fuck.
And it's no longer there.
Oh, okay. Like there's like no city name or like anything like
No,
that.
there's nothing. It is not there. So you don't remember the name of your village. You know exactly where your village is on a map.
Okay.
It's not there anymore.
I just sort of take that moment of like meditative silence as like hopefully they just think I didn't just space out and I'm just looking at a map. But should I do like Barovia lore or something to make sense of their route?
Oh, to make sense of the route? Yeah. Do that. I don't need this.
That I'm rolling incredible. That is gonna be a 24.
Good God. Okay. You know where you Lamashtu told you exactly where your village was. You no longer see it, but you knew your village was neighbors to the village of Krezek, which is like all the way at the end of the map. And then just things start popping up in your head, like you can hear the ding 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 noises as they start popping up, and you recognize places, you recognize names of lakes and the woods names and the name of the fucking mountain. You recognize all these things, and you see that Valaki is like in the dead center, almost of the map, right beside a gigantic lake known as Zarovik. And you know, God, you know where the castle is, and you've seen the castle before, not inside it. You've seen it on like the horizon, and it's just a lot of information at once is kind of happening here. But you know how to read this map,
Okay.
and you know roughly where you could be.
Okay.
You're nowhere near that lake, and that lake is big.
Would I be able to know how far along journey it is from I guess so Maria will just like sort of regarding the two of you are you interested in where was the caravan sighted again?
Valaki.
It was Valaki. Okay. And we're like on the outskirts of Valaki at the moment, or like just not.
Yeah, you're very in. You are close to. Sorry, this is me trying to read the route. You are closer to the Luna River, so you are further south. Actually, in the woods, you are somewhere in the woods, but you're much south. So
Cool.
you know that these roads are harsh. It will take it will actually take several days. It'll take like at least minimum 2 days walk, which Aisha,
Yeah.
you did not walk 2 days.
That is, I was wondering how long it would take. So yeah, Shu will just say, considering how south we are, it'll take about 2 days for us to properly get there.
Oh, okay.
It didn't take me 2 days to get here.
Would I know that it's just missed time fuckery?
You would, because you've escaped. It's been a few days. Now that you understand the map and you were sure you were there in your village, it's like just you getting to where your camp was did not take much time at all, and you're pretty sure the mists are doing it.
Okay.
Which means couple of things.
Okay.
Yeah, you might not get to where you actually want to get to.
That is something we're going to have to also just sort of grapple with, unfortunately. The mist disorients. On technical paper, in basic cartographic language, it should be 2 days, but what that might mean may vary depending on the land. We should always prepare for a little bit more. Yes.
I was gonna say, GM, did I experience this when I was with the Vistani, or are they not affected by the time fuckery of the mist?
This is the first time you've ever experienced the time fuckery of the mist. You've heard of it. In fact, you've seen some of it. And it's not like you've never encountered fog and mist on your travels. You have, but like this was the first time it ever got so scary.
Yeah, it's the first time it's ever really affected me.
Yeah,
personally.
yeah. And when you look at the map, you might not be able to read it so great, but just you knew what village you were close to. You were close to the village of Barovia. That is on the other fucking side. So you somehow walking all the way here, sure, it took you hours, but that is days travel. It's so much easier on a caravan like wagon, that cuts travel time in half. But this is ridiculous, actually.
I like scoot closer to Maria, who I assume still has the map, and I go, but I was just here a few hours ago, and I point to the village of Barovia. I've never, okay. That's the other side of the, oh.
I think I hate Barovia.
When you're...
How can this happen? It never happened when I was with the caravan. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm not computing.
Yeah.
Ellie's not computing how this.
When
you can see the little math equations around her head.
When you are with people who are able to properly navigate it, the mist, the time, or better yet, to just stay in one place. But I think I'll be able to help you if you want to make your way back over there to your people.
Yeah, I need to make sure they're okay. We got separated and there were a lot of wolves. I mean, there's always a lot of wolves, but a lot.
Speaking of, Maria, not only have you never encountered a wolf, you haven't even seen signs of them. And Aisha, you have also you saw like fuck ton of signs, by the way. Like as you were walking, you're like, "That's a wolf. That's a wolf. That's the remains of a wolf." You know, it was all over the place. Wolf territory. This camp has nothing of that. Nothing of the sort. There's no smell. There is no signs, no claw marks, no territorial signs at all. Ellie, you also notice this as you talk a bit more about wolves. There's no wolves, no signs, nothing. You don't hear you don't even hear like the remnants of a howl or a bark. The most you hear is the crackling of the fire in your own voices.
Is it because of me?
Do you want to make a check?
Yeah, I would love to. I have survival.
So you can do survival. I'll also allow religion.
Religion.
Actually, I'll allow that from everyone.
Okay.
Everybody, survival or religion.
Okay, religion is way better for me.
25.
Oh.
Was that survival or religion?
They're both the same, but I'll do religion.
I got a nat 20 on my survival.
Woo!
I rolled a 12 total for religion.
Okay. Ellie, you're not sure. Truthfully, you're just not sure.
I'm just sniffing the air like really loudly, like.
Yeah, and all you smell is Maria. Sadly, but like I mean,
I'm trying to be polite about it.
I think if anything, you can notice the you know, like the grounds around you. You know, like you can see her camp better. You can see, you know, what she has set up. That might be what you're focusing on instead of religion. I'm gonna do my nat 20 next. There are, based on what you've gathered from the village and like these the one god they mentioned, actually the one god that they kind of paraded around in the festivals as well, being the Dawnflower or Sarenrae, you know that you know the creatures don't tend to like the light, but also Maria is of the same kind of category. And so things are like kind of being weird. Like maybe they're scared of Maria. Maybe they just don't want to be around her. Maybe the mist led you here on purpose. And this is a pocket that you're in. And I think that one makes way more, like, all of them make sense to a degree, but this is the one that your gut is telling you that if you were to leave right now, you don't think you can. You think you'd end up right back here because you're supposed to be here. And you think the wolves or whatever, they might not even be in this area. You might not even be where you think you are on the map. You just brought here for a strange reason that doesn't necessarily have much logic behind it, but like you're so sure gut-wise, intuition-wise, that this is why you're here. You're supposed to meet them, or you have to stay here for a bit. Like, it's weird. Maria, you have had some time to understand your goddess, the one who truly kind of helped save you. You've had time to communicate with her, actually, and that can look like anything you'd like. You haven't seen her, but you know she's with you, and you know that monsters alike love her. They do worship her to a degree. That much you can understand. She's the mother of monsters. These are things that you're also remembering low-key on your own. It's a strange sensation, not being sure where the information you're getting is coming from, but just knowing that this could be fact, you know, something like that. And so you're pretty sure that since you've left, at the very least, she has done what she can to keep you safe. Something else you know. Besides, I feel like you've had enough time to understand that you are pregnant. If not, you're pregnant. What you do understand is you can see this glow.
Sorry.
She speaks to us. You can see this layer, this glow that comes from the necklace and kind of extends to your stomach. And then also extends a little bit around the camp. It is the same color as the camp fire. You can dots, you're pretty sure this is divine protection. What little it is, though, being spread like this, but you are fairly certain as long as this campfire stays lit, you're safe. And these myths are fucking weird.
We will need to maintain watch to protect ourselves throughout the night, and also to make sure the fire is not stoked out too early. This is, I'm realizing now, the thing saving us from any untoward friends.
All right, I'll keep an eye out and keep the fire going. In the meantime, I've got my own supplies so I can add to our meal.
Could I have hunted before this? Which is like maybe part of the gore smell.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. You've probably done something akin to hunting.
Cool. I give my friends a roast feast. Maybe I have like a couple, like a potato and a couple carrots we gotta share, but not bad. Yeah, she just it is very much like somehow I have like maybe like 2 metal cups or something, like things that won't break easily in my pack, and I have tea. So you just somehow you have tea and like a nice goose roast.
These are things you took from the room with all the many lost items. You it could just have been in the bag that you grabbed because this bag is big enough, and it's great. You got a couple bags. You're a pretty hefty bag of tea. Like that's kind of nice.
Yeah, and I'll pass around like some bread and some like hard cheese to like go with this roast. What?
Goose or something. So just like a big bird.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have not a lot on me, but I do have some rations that I will split up and share, like dried fruits and things.
Ooh, nice.
You Barovia is fucking cold, but it feels pretty warm right now as you are all kind of sharing food, perhaps sharing some stories. You're definitely sharing in confusion as you share this campfire. And I think we're gonna end right here. This is a very safe place for now to end. Dope.
Yay.
Thank you all for joining us. This has been session 1 of Curse of Sapphics. Tune in next time to see, can we actually get to Barovia? Can we get this shit started? Who knows? Why don't y'all say your do your plugs.
Who starts? It was Joe last time, and then it was me.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's...
And then
we went alphabetically,
then-
so it was you, then Mandy, then me.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Josephine at Scary Dog Friend. I am a producer and one of the admins of A Nameless Domain, as well as one of the co-producers of Bad House RPG. Many wonderful majority BIPOC casts and places for us to host incredible stories. And thank you so much, Aki, for putting lesbians together. I have been Maria, a beastkin fleshwarp cleric of Lamashtu.
Hey everybody, I'm Mandy, or the Mandy with 2 eyes all over the internet. I'm a TTRPG creator, artist, things and stuff. You can also find me on the Magic RPG channel and various other places now. So that's me. I have been Ellie, the Kitsune Bard, and this is a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
I am Mimi, also known as Michelle Jones. Most places I want to be found, I am at Alesha Kills. Google me. I am a TTRPG game designer and freelance writer. I have published indie games. I have worked on Pathfinder. If you have ever played a skeleton, you're welcome.
And I'm Aki. I promise you there will be skeletons. And I have been your game master. You can find me all over the internet at some variation of Akinami_art, where I do a lot of things. Specifically, check me out on Goblets and Gays, both the podcast and the Twitch channel. We should be having our first AP up, which is Vampire the Masquerade. You can also find me at Mandy's channel because I play a Bunny Bard Necromancer on most Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. I've been on Nameless Domain. Stay here. Like, what the fuck, guys? You should keep checking us out over here. And God, I got so many projects, y'all. You should just Google me and find out what I do at this point. Like, just I don't mean to take it from Mimi, but like I'm gonna take it from Mimi. Just go fucking Google me at this point. And yeah, that's been us. Join us again next time. I promise it's going to only get worse from here. Bye.
Bye.